We're clear to all Americans that we have a very serious left-wing terror threat in our country. Radicals associated with the domestic terror group Antifa that you've heard a lot about lately, and I've heard a lot about them for 10 years. And other far-left extremists have been carrying out a campaign of violence against ICE agents and other officials charged with enforcing federal law. In Chicago, anarchists have surveilled at least 4 local ICE facilities and posted diagrams of the buildings online, meaning nothing but bad, accompanied by photos of specific ICE agents that they're targeting, one in particular who's a top person and a great patriot. In July, approximately a dozen Antifa-aligned militants stormed the ICE facility in Texas and then lured officers out of the building before firing dozens of rounds at police. They were crazy, frankly, shooting one Texas officer in the neck. And in Portland, Oregon, Antifa thugs have repeatedly attacked our officers and laid siege to federal property in an attempt to violently stop the execution of federal law. Everything we're doing is very lawful. What they're doing is not lawful.
The most important thing y'all have to realize is that he always addresses us as Americans. This is also why he always say, "Make America Great Again," not the United States corporation. But our enemies addresses us as citizens that has to follow policy. So essentially, we are in a war between law versus policy, a living being versus a citizen. So the terror threat he mentioned, I've been warning y'all for years, because I already know that's what they're going to do when their back is against the wall of judgment from the people and God. So I made a video called "The Truth About the War, Israel versus Iran and Sleeper Cells," in which I describe everything that's happening right now. And clearly y'all can see that was months ago. And I recently made a video called "Don't Fall for the Psyop." In that video, I was explaining how the way other people are making videos trying to tell other people to expose the identities of these ICE agents, in which will lead to them being liable for influencing negative actions towards these agents, in which is a crime. And I'm pretty sure y'all heard him saying they even sharing diagrams of these ICE agents' facilities so other people can randomly, strategically attack it. Now imagine people listening to that clip I just showed y'all and them immediately thinking I hate Trump, when in all reality, the other side is starting a physical war here in America in attempts to get Trump to comply with their crazy request. But he won't, because he obviously cared about the well-being of the American people and the world. You see, that House Sauce 19 that got to everybody's brain now. They've been fully disconnected and unable to think on their own. And at the end, when he says everything is lawful, what he is doing, it is. Even I told y'all years ahead of what these executive orders do. They used them on us in 2020, locking us down and placing frequency weapons everywhere and coerced everyone to take that House Sauce 19. And they was planning on finishing us off during their next term if they actually won, but Trump didn't fall to their bogus charges. And this is when I made that Trump True Purpose video that explains everything. The Matrix literally tried to take me out, so I didn't make that video. Because essentially what they did to paint Trump in a negative light is just accuse him the same way a woman can accuse a random man of being the father to her baby. Have the cops knocking on the door or following him around to coerce you to go to court under their jurisdiction. Meaning it's an automatic lose-lose situation unless you have the right knowledge or the right representation of someone outside of the system. Because they'll even give you an automatic judgment if you don't comply, in which is fraud, and that's unlawful. Anything that has to do with harming someone is unlawful, and that's what they promote. You see, most of this corrupt system, businesses, is corrupt and unlawful, because they literally break the law to enforce policy. And usually they trap them into a license to where you gotta go to school to learn how to do wrong and sign for it to make sure that you fully understand that you are breaking the law. So essentially, a license is a legal pass to break the law. I'm gonna give y'all a few examples It's against the law to use emergency lights in a non-emergency situation. So when you get pulled over, it's a non-emergency situation. But somehow a license allows them to drive erratically, as in running lights, going well above the speed limit, etc. All in order to stop you because you look suspicious. Then they create situations to get our signatures, to charge your trust account through fraud. They may even kidnap you and hold you hostage until you make bail. Now what does that sound like? Baal, the first king of hell. And guess what prison is called in the law books? Hell. Another example, we got repo men. We all know they need a license essentially just to steal our cars, even off of your own property. These niggas is literally professional thieves. But we all know when you get a car, it's literally fully paid over, and they trick you into signing a second contract to paying them what they actually owe you. What we don't know is that we are the bank. Our signatures is what creates value. We are the ones that's extending our credit in order for the businesses to run. And I want y'all to think about this. How does it make sense that people from other nations can come over here and start a business without ever working for America? How do they have so much access to credit? And somehow we can't even get the credit unless it comes with some crazy ass interest rates. I can go on all day long on how this is all a part of the Matrix policies and how they do not abide by the law. This is why I say most businesses that we see are corrupt and are preying on people with the least representation and knowledge. This is why we needed someone from the inside to do the job. Someone that can beat them at their own game. This is what's happening and why they're creating all these psyops, because they already know it's over for them. Anyways, I hope y'all picked up what I put down. Y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be guys.